Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Austin, Texas again, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Urvi Naik with Compass, for making this tour possible. I'll be sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, the first thing that certainly is apparent is the sleekness. So you will have the tan stucco, modern light fixtures on the exterior, and then look at that beautiful wooden garage door right there. So the cool thing about this home is that it was in collaboration with a few designers, and really at the end of the day, once we go inside, I think you may find their work exceptional. Now you have this walkway right over here, really unique, surrounded by the gorgeous stones. Now you see the modern light fixtures continuing this way, but then look how impressive this is. So you are going to have the wood soffit right above our covered front porch, double iron front door right here, and then the continuation of the stucco. Now it is raining a little bit, which is no big deal whatsoever. I brought my umbrella just in case, but let's go ahead and get you inside this beautiful property. Okay, so as always, before we continue, let's turn you around right over here so you can see the front doors from the inside. Now you have that transom window right above there. Beautiful light fixtures greets you right when you walk in, and then the oak wood floor throughout. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is start right over here to the right, and then we'll make our way around the property. So this one is staged as a study. However, it has a closet, so this certainly could be a guest suite. Just depends on your personal preference. Now it is already painted. You will notice the 12-foot ceilings throughout the home, especially on the first level, with the exception of just the primary suite, or the primary bathroom rather. Now you have the tall windows with the grids inside, plenty of space. I'm glad that it is staged, so that way you can see the space that you have. Now you have this gorgeous light fixture hanging down here, and then look how elegant and modern that looks. Now this is going to be a closet right here. You are going to have the rod and some built-in shelving, but of course, if you were to use this as a study, most likely just have that copier in there or a shredder. All right, so now let's go ahead and continue. This is going to be our first full bathroom right here. The one thing that I love that they did was add that pocket door here, creating that sleekness that a lot of folks are looking for. Now look at that beautiful shower surround, matching the paint color in here. And then that color really does a great job of complementing the oak floors. Now you will notice custom cabinetry throughout the home. You got this beautiful sconce right here, and then this countertop right here. This is the black leather honed granite countertops, and you'll notice that inside of the kitchen as well. We'll see that in just a moment. Now before we continue, you got your coat closet right here. Perfect positioning. Now let's go ahead and continue. You know, when I make that sound, I'm extremely happy. Okay, so heading inside of here, look at this. So you will have those recessed areas on both sides. Love what they did with the decor. Now you do have your sliders here with the transom window right above there. And then you have plenty of space. I mean, the reason why I really wanted to get you in here is because I gotten a few comments over the last couple of weeks or so of folks saying that, you know, they love the acreage, they love the space, but they want to be closer to the inner city. And a lot of times you will look for somewhere that, you know, feels prestigious and safe at the same time. So right here, we're in Highland Park West. So that'll just give you an idea. Of course, you can get on Google, or in this case, ChatGPT nowadays, right? I find myself more and more going there versus Google. Okay, so now heading over here, look at this. So massive island, but what's impressive, I'll move this chair out the way. Look at that reeded design. Beautiful. That continues all the way over there, right here for your bar area. Again, the black leathered granite countertops, you see that. Now you will have that flat panel cabinet door right over here, as you can see. So really sleek, and you know, that's gonna be that one thing, or at least the term that I'm gonna use throughout the tour is sleek and minimal. And then that coupled together, especially now in 2025, creates that elegance. Now, of course, I welcome your feedback in the comments below. You got Thermador. As far as the appliances are concerned, your built-in microwave right over here. This is gonna be your trash drawer, as you can see. And then on the other side of the sink, you're gonna have your dishwasher. Beautiful. Stainless steel sink right over here. And look how gorgeous that looks. Now you are gonna have these pendant lights right above our island, as you can see. And then I'll turn you around over here and look at the sleek cabinetry. Beautiful backsplash that continues all the way to our breakfast nook. And then you got your Thermador range. Stainless steel, 6 burners, and then your griddle area right there. Floating shelving, as you can see. And don't worry, I'll make sure we open up some of these cabinets. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. But you got stacked cabinets right above there as well. And then the continuation of the 12-foot ceilings. Beautiful. Now, let me know in the comments, do you like the feature when the countertops and the cabinetry continues from wall to wall, especially coming from the kitchen to the breakfast nook or informal dining? But then look at this. You got the tall windows overlooking your backyard and your covered backyard patio. And I'll give you a quick sneak peek of that pool. Look at that. So you don't have to worry about building that. It's ready to go and you can enjoy it now during this extremely hot summer. There's been some rain quite a bit right now, so it was much needed. Okay, so now let's open up this refrigerator. As always, plenty of space. You got the panel ready refrigerator. I love that. And the dishwasher. So I think you can appreciate that. And then as I turn you around right over here, you're gonna have your walk-in pantry. You already got your shelving ready to go. And then this one comes equipped with that pocket door. And like I said, I added all the information in the description as far as the designer. Check out their portfolio. I think you'll be impressed. Okay, so now as we continue right here, straight ahead is gonna be our 2-car garage. Now right over here, you got an alcove. So if you wanted to add your own mud area or drop zone, you can certainly do that. It's extremely versatile. And then heading into our laundry room, we got a pocket door again. See the black countertops in here, same cabinetry. That's gonna continue all the way up to the ceiling. Plenty of space for an oversized washer and dryer. And then if that is not enough, you have this sleek built-in storage right over here. It continues all the way up here. Look at that. So they definitely utilized all the space that you can imagine. And it creates that sleekness that folks are looking for. All right, so let's continue over here. 2-car garage. As I pan you to the right, you got 2 tankless water heaters. And then you even have an additional area right over here for some more storage. And then of course, you can always add the epoxy flooring down the road. I'm starting to see that more and more as time goes on. And then give you one more glimpse before we continue. Beautiful. And then straight ahead, of course, is our gas fireplace. You see the herringbone pattern in that firebox. Love what I'm seeing. Now let's head to our primary bedroom. Okay, so the 12-foot ceilings continues right over here. Oak flooring, king size bed, your 2 nightstands, but look at the room that you still have on both sides available. And then look at these windows right over here. So straight ahead, you're gonna have these massive windows, but your egress windows are gonna be on both sides of your bed right there, as you can see. So plenty of space to work with. I'm very impressed with the size of these rooms. And like I said, you know, it's easy for us to go out an hour and a half away from the city to give you some of the most beautiful properties that we've seen. But at the same time, sometimes when you take that drive and depending on what you do for work or your hobbies, it may or may not be practical for you. So I like to bring some of the homes that are closer to the city so that way you can see what the market has to offer right now. Okay, so as we continue in here, right to the right, of course, is gonna be our water closet. You do have that pocket door, but look at that. Beautiful his and hers sinks. You see the granite countertops again, modern sconces on both sides. Very sleek. And then of course you got that wainscoting or that accent right there. And that's gonna be where your massive freestanding soaker tub is. Look at that. And look at this right here. We talk about privacy quite often, right? Of course, you can always add the blinds, but with that massive fence, I don't think you have to worry about privacy. All right, so now let's go ahead and continue to our walk-in shower. This one's 0 threshold, as you can see. I'll pan you downwards right here. Look at that. Now you got 2 massive shower niches. You got your matte black shower head and shower wand. Very sleek. Now again, the custom cabinet doors right here, flat panel, and then right underneath here is your little hamper drawer to take advantage of. Beautiful. You even have a wand right over here too. Like I say all the time, you know, pour some Epsom salt in there, have a good time, and de-stress. Okay, so now this is gonna be our first walk-in closet. You are gonna have 2. Now, if you want to negotiate and, you know, build the built-in shelving in here and the, you know, built-in rods and all that good jazz, you can certainly do so, or you can leave it like this. And then once you do purchase or move in, you can make the changes yourself and add the amount of shelving to your desired comfort. But sometimes, hopefully the video does it justice, but the space in here, very spacious, very roomy. You can even add a closet island in here if you wanted to. So a ton of room to work with. All right. So it looks like we've seen the entire first level. Just want to run back through here, make sure we didn't miss anything. I don't believe we did. I think we are good. Okay. So now let's go ahead and head to the second level. Now, if you haven't let me know, please do. What your feedback so far of this home is. Do you like the size of the bedrooms? Do you like the design? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay. So now heading up here to our game room. I'm glad it is furnished up here. A lot of times when we go into these spec homes, you know, the second level is typically not furnished. So I can appreciate that they went the extra mile to do so. So you have a game room and then a little loft area over here. Look at that. Perfect for a little children's getaway right over here. But a ton of room to work with. And then surrounding this room right here is your additional bedroom. So I don't have to spin you around too much. Let's go ahead and head to our first bedroom up here. Okay. So as you can see in here, they are doing some final touches, but a queen bed would fit extremely comfortable in here. You still got 10-foot ceilings in here, so plenty of space. And then a massive walk-in closet. Now in here, you have your built-in shelving and rods, as you can see. Even continues up a little bit, and a window. You never know. You might want to have some natural light in here. Now, this is going to be a shared bathroom. You got your Jack and Jill, but you will have dual sinks, the flat panel cabinet doors right over here, beautiful sconces, 2 mirrors, and then the stainless steel again. Now, as I pan you right over here, look at that. So you notice the tiling on the shower surround. This is the shower tub combo, but you will notice that on the floor and then the backsplash right over there. So neat matching feature. So heading straight ahead, you got our next bedroom right over here. This will be our 4th one, second one upstairs. Similar in size, as you can see. Looks like a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 11. That's a guess. Don't take it at face value. But you will have a walk-in closet with your built-in shelving and rods. And then you come right back out here to your game room, and we'll go straight ahead. So Like I said, if you were to use that first room as a bedroom, that'll be a total of 5, because technically there is 5 bedrooms. But if you're going to use it as a study, this will be your 4th one. But this is the biggest room on the 2nd level, as you can see. Now that is going to be a shared bathroom right there, but that'll be shared with the common areas, the game room. You even got your window in here again, built-in shelving, and your built-in rods. And look at this. Okay. So you see how spacious it is in here, but you got the same cabinetry straight ahead, but a massive walk-in shower. Look at that. It's so big. You got 2 windows there. You got that stainless steel shower head and shower valve. Okay. So that was it. Last but not least, let's go ahead and head to the backyard. And that way you can see how much space you have. Now, the craziest thing is, we talk about that quite often. When we were in Dallas, the Dallas area, a lot of the homes that we saw closer to the inner city were like extremely small. The lots itself, right? We'd walk out there and I'll take 2 more steps and then hit the fencing. But in this instance, look how much space you still have right over here. Now, 12-foot ceilings continues this way. You see that wood soffit again, then that tan stucco, but extremely spacious. I love how they extended it, a few feet, gosh, about 3 to 4 feet. And then you have even more room to entertain. And then as always, you can have that, the sliders open and entertain the entire family. And if that's not enough, not only do you have the built-in pool and spa, but look at the greenery you still have around there. Plenty of space for any other activities you want to add out here. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Austin, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.